for the English part, please. So, okay, so let us begin this training today. As I had said yesterday, we changed a few things. And what we're trying to do, you know that we are always super, super honest and clear. Carmen, one question, are you interpreting okay? Is everything good? Yes, okay, I saw you saw it here. If you speak,
you need to know is go down there and you're gonna see in the bar like a globe icon. You click on it and you're gonna see the translation. You put English and that's it. Okay. Anyway, you have the message on the side in the chat. Ok, entonces, hemos cambiado algunas
okay,
cositas.
so we've changed a few things. What happens?
Amamos tener un sistema
We love having
de
systems,
entrenamiento
okay?
para que
Training
tú
systems for you
consecutivamente
to be able
recibas
to
las herramientas que
consecutively
necesitas.
receive the
Entonces,
tools that you
conversamos
need.
y estamos
So we
siempre
had a
implementando,
conversation about it, and we're always
comunicándonos,
thinking
Carlos
and
y yo, como
meeting, Jay,
coaches,
Carlos, and
todos
me,
los
checking
profesionales,
out different
para
things.
ver
We
las
meet
cosas
every
que
week.
queremos implementar.
You can be
Entonces, hemos
sure of
decidido
that
por
to
un
see what we
tiempo
want to implement. So
ir
for a
rotando
while,
los
we
entrenamientos.
decided
¿Qué
that we
quiere
were going
decir
to
eso?
start changing
Que
the
hoy no vamos
trainings.
a dar planes
What
de
does this
negocio,
mean?
como
Today, we're
acabábamos
not
de ver
going
la
to see
convención.
compensation
Ayer
plan,
vimos
just like we
productos.
saw in the
Hoy
convention.
queremos hacer,
We saw
quiero hacer
products
como un
yesterday, and
resumen
today
de todo
I
lo que
want
yo
to
me
do
llevé de la
like a
convención.
summary of everything
Pero
that I kept
también
from
de
the
pasos que
convention,
ustedes
but
deben
also
seguir
from
o
the
deben
steps that you need to
repetir
take or that you need to
implementar en su
repeat
diario vivir
and
para poder
implement
llevar su
in
negocio al
your
próximo
daily
nivel.
diary to
¿Cuántos
bring
de ustedes
your
están en el chat? Ponme en el chat. ¿Cuántos de
business
ustedes
to the
quieren
next
llevar
level.
su
Who
negocio al
here, put
próximo
it
nivel?
down in the chat. Who
¿Cuántos
wants
aquí
to
quieren
bring their
aumentar
business
las
to the
ventas?
next level?
¿Cuántos de ustedes
Who
que están
wants
aquí
to
quieren aumentar
increase
el
their
dinero que
sales?
ganan?
Who
¿Cuántos de
here
ustedes
wants
que
to
están aquí
increase the
quieren
money they earn?
desarrollarse
Who here
personalmente
wants to
y ser
develop
mejores en
personally
lo que están haciendo?
and be better in
¿Cuántos?
what they're
A
doing?
ver,
Who?
yo.
How
Es
many? Come on,
suficiente.
let's
Aquí
see.
hay
Me.
54
There's not
personas.
enough people. There's 114 people
Ok.
here.
Entonces, la
Me.
mayoría.
Okay. So
¿Quieren hacer
that's
eso?
most of you.
Hay cosas
Most of you want
necesarias
to
que
do
hacer.
this. There are
Y eso
necessary
yo,
things that
de
we
lo que
have to
más yo
do.
me llevé
That
esta
is what I
convención.
took
Que es
with me from the
posible,
convention. That
es
it is
evidente.
possible, yes,
¿Cuántas
evidently.
personas había
Because
ahí
how many
como líderes
people
tops?
were there as top leaders?
Ganando el dinero que todos nosotros queremos ganar.
Earning the money
So,
that we
¿es
wanted to
posible?
earn.
La
So if
respuesta es sí.
it's possible, yes. The answer is
¿Esto
yes.
funciona? La respuesta es sí.
Does this
¿Lo
work?
puedo hacer yo? La respuesta es sí.
Can
Yo
I
no
do
sé
it?
tú,
The
pero de
answer
mi
is
parte, la
yes. I
respuesta
don't
es
know
sí.
you, but on my
¿Entiendes? Yo voy a
behalf, the
hacer lo
answer
que
is yes. Why?
requiera
Because I am
para yo
going to
hacerlos
do
llegar como ellos
what
llegaron.
I require
Entonces, ¿qué tenemos que
to
hacer para poder
reach what I
lograrlo?
want to
Escuchar.
reach. So what do we have to
¿Qué
do to
mismo?
be able to achieve it? We
¿Cómo
have
lo
to
hacen?
listen to what they
¿Cuándo
did,
lo hacen?
how they
¿De
did
qué
it,
manera lo hacen?
when they did it, and
Entonces, lo
in
que yo
which
te
way
quiero
they
traer
did it.
hoy
So what I want to
es el
bring to you
resumen de
today,
ya todas las
I
notas que tenía.
did
Hay algunas
a
que no puedo incluir
summary.
porque
I
en
checked
una
out
hora
all
no
the
se
notes that I
pasa.
have.
Pero
I
en
can
el
include some
entrenamiento
because I only
yo
have
voy a
an
quitar
hour, but in my
la
training, I
compensación.
said
¿Por qué
I'm going to
razón?
take
¿Qué
away the
te
compensation
digo?
plan. What
¿Qué te
reason?
recomiendo?
What do I
No es que lo vamos a
recommend?
quitar, vamos a hablar
Not
de
that
lo
we're
de
going to take
compensación,
away the
pero tú en
compensation plan. We're going to
repetidas
talk about it,
ocasiones
but we
están entrando
repeated
gente nueva al negocio.
Lee said
¿Qué es
that
la
there's new
recomendación que les
people
vamos
coming
a
into
dar?
the business. And what is the
Tomar
recommendation that we're
descargando
going to
YouTube
give
de
you?
Be the Light
Take from the
el
BU to
mejor
Be the Light
entrenamiento de
channel,
plan de
the
compensación
best
que tú conectes,
compensation
sea que lo
plan
haya dado
training,
yo,
and
mi
connect with
esposo
it,
o tú, no
regardless of it
importa.
being
O
mine,
a lo mejor uno
my
que te
husband's, or
encuentres de
Jay. It
otro
doesn't
team,
matter. Or
de
maybe it's one
diferentes
that you
teams que
find
tú
from
tengas.
another leader. It doesn't have to be from
Y
the team, from
guárdalo
whoever you
en
want.
tu teléfono.
And keep it in your
Toma un
phone.
entrenamiento de back
Take
office
a
y
training
onboarding
from
que te
back
explica
office and
toda la oficina
onboarding that
virtual
explains a whole virtual
y tenlo en
office
tu teléfono.
and have
Cada
it
vez que
on your
alguien
phone.
nuevo entre,
Each
tú
time that
dices,
somebody
ok,
new
¿qué puedo
enters,
hacer?
so
Ok,
you're going to do this. This is what I'm going
mírate
to do.
estos dos videos que te van
Look
a
at
dar
these
como
two
una
videos that
sinopsis,
are going
te
to
van
give
a
you like a
mostrar lo que
summary
tú
and are going
necesitas
to
saber
show you what you
desde
need to
ya
know from
para
now
hacer
to
este
be
negocio.
able to do the
De
business.
esa manera usamos lo grabado, lo ya establecido,
So in that way,
para
we can
que
take
nuestro equipo y
what
la gente que van a
was
estar
already
entrando
there,
nuevo,
so the
pues
people
sepan.
from the team that are
Pero a
coming
la
in
gente
new know about
existente,
it.
todo este
But to
grupo
the
de nosotros,
existent, all this
pues
group of ours,
entonces seguimos
we then
aprendiendo de
continue
ventas,
learning from
mentalidad, de
sales, from
liderazgo, de
mindset, from
producto, de cómo
leadership,
llegar a manager, de
product,
cómo
how to
llegar a
reach
director, de cómo llegar
manager,
a
how to
senior
reach
director, etcétera,
director, how to
etcétera,
reach
etcétera,
senior
etcétera.
director, etc., 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 etc.
Y seguimos con el mismo sistema. ¿Qué quiere decir eso?
And we
No se
continue
nos
with the
vuelvan
same
locos, los horarios
system.
no van a cambiar.
And what does that
Entonces,
mean? Don't go
excepto el
crazy.
viernes,
This
hay
times aren't
entrenamiento
going
todos
to
los días.
change, except for Friday,
Lo
there's
único
going
que va
to
a
be a
cambiar es
training every
que
day.
el
The
líder
only
que
thing that
está
is going to
es el
change
que va a
is the
decidir, ok,
topic.
hoy
The
yo voy a
leader
dar
here is
esto, yo
going
voy a
to
dar lo
decide,
otro,
okay, today
y
I'm
yo
going to
igual
talk
te lo
about
puedo
this or
ofrecer.
about that. And you're
Que
all
cada
going
cosa
to
necesita
receive the
gente
information. What was
aterrizada, porque
happening?
increíblemente
Many
muchas
people were
empresas
like,
aquí
oh, I already know
gente
because incredibly
aterrizada,
people think that they already know
pero no es así.
everything. But it's not that way because the compensation plan, I continue learning it and I continue seeing videos and I continue searching for videos. Yesterday, with that idea that Mariana gave us of the YouTube channel on LifeWave, I did that already. But this morning, I wake up at 5 a.m. every day. And in my routine, I decided that I am going to see a LifeWave video specifically, apart from everything that I already see, apart from everything that I already hear. Why? Because I have to listen to people who are doing it and I want to do it, who are doing what I want to do. So I want to focus on the dynamic. You know that we are very clear because we're together in this, okay? We're together in what we're doing. It's not like I'm doing something on my side and you on yours. In all our hearts, there's a great wish of each and every one of you can reach whatever you want to reach. And it's very strong. And the more conventions I go to, the more I get to know the company, the more I get to know David Meredith and all the leaders, the more convinced that I am. And there is a conviction in my heart that this comes from God. But you know what? Things that come from God don't come through just one person. We're all together in this. Believe it, regardless of you being believers or not. You know, I'm super respectful and everybody can do their life as they want, but I'm talking about my perspective and how I interpret it according to my spiritual life. So what if we help each other so we can all do it together and do it correct? But to do it correct, we have to receive, listen, and apply. And where I think that we are failing is in applying. Why do we fail in applying? Because we all have fears, because maybe we don't do enough time. Remember that for most of us, all these things are new. Not the business. Maybe you did direct sales before, maybe not. But what is new is the things that we have to implement in your life every day to go to the next level, to have success. And you know what, family? That is an area of your life. What about when we're moms for the first time? That first time that you're like, wow, a baby came into my life and was born out of me. Oh my goodness. You're like, how is this possible, right? But that is where education starts. That is where upbringing, no, non-sleeping, growing, afterwards school. And nobody knows about that because it's their first time. And you don't start crying and just give your back to the baby and say, no, I'm just going to leave the baby here. I can't do this. What do? You do whatever you need to do to learn. Everybody does what they do to be able to copy the good examples. So that's what I'm going to do. I did the summary of all the notes that I took. That truthfully, I took a lot of new notes, but what I want to do is give you points that I would really like. I would actually like you to start implementing this year, to have a notebook. It could be digital notebook or it could be on paper, however you want, where you take notes of the whole training. Look, today one of the teachers said something at the school that was an impact on me, and I really liked it because it's something that I want to implement in my life. He said, out of each person that you hear speak, you learn something. And I see that sometimes they say, oh, I don't really like this leader. I don't understand him or her when they speak. Or you go to church, oh, when this pastor spoke, oh, you know what? Each person who speaks and we communicate to, we are used to give out a message. We are not the message. We are used to give out a message. Each person who is here, believe me, you are going to receive something from them. So I can propose for you to take notes and to write down everything that you're receiving, that you're feeling that you're receiving, that, wow, I truly needed this. Now you have to have your heart available and aware for this. So I'm going to start. And point number one that I want you to write down is that this is a plan. Now, don't think that I'm going to give you the secret formula, okay? Because there's no secret in there. And that convention, all the leaders said that. There is no secret here. Mike said it in an amazing way. There is no secrets. What you have to do here is just work. We have to take action. And I don't like to use the word work because work sounds like something heavy, like something difficult. But I don't know about you, but I love doing this. I love giving classes. I love seeing videos. I love learning about the product. I feel passionate about knowing that I chose correctly, that I was guided by God to take a healthy decision, a wise one, and that I am aligned with God and with what I believe in God, with impacting other people's lives, with improving my health and my well-being. I love that. So I feel that I am where I have to be. So let's not
Para
see
tener
this
éxito no hay
as, no,
fórmula secreta.
be able to be successful, there's no secret formula. You simply have to
todos los días
decide
dar lo mejor que tú
every
puedes
day
dar
that
para
you're
nuestro
going to give the best of you with the best that you
Entonces,
have.
el número uno que te voy a poner
So
aquí es
number one that
reflexiones.
I'm going to write here is for you to reflect on that. Write down
Y a lo mejor
reflection.
tú me dices reflexionar. ¿Qué me va a hacer reflexionar
Maybe
en
you
mi
think,
vida?
reflect, what do I have to reflect in my
¿Qué va a
life?
hacer reflexionar en mi
What
negocio?
do I have to reflect in my
Equivocada,
business?
my friend.
Yeah,
Esto no
that's
tiene
wrong,
nada
my
que ver.
friend. Sorry, the
Equivocada.
interpreter of how I
¿Por
said
qué te
that.
va a ayudar a
But
reflexionar?
mistaken. Why is it going to help you
Porque
to
tú vas a
reflect?
pensar y a tomarte un tiempo para pensar en
Because you're going to think
qué tú quieres vivir.
in
¿Cuánto tú
how do you
quieres
want to
vivir? ¿Qué tipo de
live?
vida
How much do you
quieres
want
tener?
to earn? What kind of a life do
¿Qué
you
tipo de
want to have?
relaciones
What kind of
tú quieres
relationships
desarrollar
do you want to develop
de negocio?
from the
¿Qué
business?
actitudes tuyas tú
What
entiendes que no
attitudes
te
do
están
you understand
ayudando
that you have
a avanzar en tu negocio?
that are
Porque
not
sabes que
helping you
puede ser una
advance in your
actitud
business?
donde no soportas a la gente.
Because it
Ay,
could
porque
be
como
an
tú no
attitude where I
soportas,
can't
porque no
stand
pareces
people.
con
Oh,
la
these
gente,
people
no
who don't
entiendes.
study, these people that don't appear at the meetings, these people
Tienes que
who don't
reflexionar
understand.
sobre esa actitud, porque en este negocio no te va a funcionar.
That's
¿Por qué
not
no
the
puedes
attitude.
amar a
It's
la
not going
gente?
to work in
Tienes
this
que tener
business because
paciencia
number one, you have to
para que
love
aunque te
people.
pregunten las
You
cosas
have to be
900
patient.
millones de veces,
So
tú
even
tienes
if
que
they ask you
reflexionar
things
y
900
responder
million times and you have
y
them in all the
decirle
channels and all the
gracias
YouTubes and in all the
y avanzar.
recordings, you're not going to lose your
Tú
nerve.
tienes que
So you
reflexionar
have to reflect on that.
qué tipo de vida tú quieres
What
llevar,
kind of life do you want to have
emocionalmente,
emotionally,
profesionalmente,
professionally,
financieramente,
financially,
en toda área.
in every area?
Y la única manera que tú vas a poder diseñar
And the only way that you're going to be
la
able to
visión que
design
tú realmente tienes para ti
the
es
vision that you
trabajando en
truly
ti,
have for yourself is working on
reflexionando
yourself,
contigo, porque te aseguro que tú vas a ser
reflecting,
diferente a mí.
because
Y tu
I can
reflexión va
assure
a
you
sonar
that
diferente a
your
mí.
dream is different to mine and your reflection is going to
Porque
sound
nosotros
different to
pasamos por
mine too,
el otro
because
día
we've
escuchaba un
lived
podcast que
different
decía
things.
que
The other day I was
la
hearing a
mayoría de la
podcast
gente
that said that most of the people
o se convierten en personas workaholic, que
become either
trabajan mucho,
workaholics that
o
work too
personas
much
controladoras que
or
sienten que el resto
controllers
tiene
that
que
feel
hacer
that the rest
lo que
cannot
ellas
do
hacen o ellos
what they are
hacen,
doing.
es porque son personas que han desarrollado mecanismos de
It's
defensa
because they are
por
people who have
experiencias que han tenido
developed defense
anteriores.
mechanism due to experiences that they
¿Qué
had in the past.
experiencias de tu vida anterior, de lo que tú has
What
vivido hasta ahora, está
experiences of your
afectando tu
previous life, of what you
presente?
lived until now, is
Es una
affecting your present?
oportunidad
In
que
one
Dios se abrió la
opportunity
puerta
that
para
God
que tú
opened the
vivas
door
algo nuevo,
to live
pero como tú
something
estás
new,
trayendo experiencias del pasado, no
but
estás
since you're
avanzando.
bringing
Aunque la
experiences from the
oportunidad es nueva,
past, you're
tu
not
yo
advancing.
es el mismo.
Because even though the opportunity is new, your you is
Puede ser
not the
miedo,
same, is
puede ser
what it used to be.
enfermedad,
Maybe you're
puede
afraid,
ser
maybe you're
falta de organización,
procrastinating, maybe you have
puede
lack of
ser temor a hablar
organization.
con alguien,
It
puede
could
ser
be
flojera,
to be afraid of
puede
speaking
ser
to
que dices que no
somebody.
sabes
It
vender,
could be that you're just lazy. It
puede
could be that
ser
you
que
say that you can't
dices tu
sell.
palabra y no la cumples, ni
It could
cumples con lo
say
que tú
that
dices que vas a
you
hacer.
don't commit to your word,
¿Qué
to what
será?
you say you're going
Y
to
si
do.
tú no reflexionas en lo que no te funcionó
If you
en
don't
el
reflect in what
2024,
didn't work for
lo
you
vas
in
a repetir en el
2024,
2025. Me encantó lo que dijo
you're
Mariana
going to repeat that
ayer.
in 2025.
No
And I
ores,
love
no
what
pidas
Mariana
o
said
no
yesterday.
afirmes.
Don't pray
Voy a
for or
tener el
don't
mejor
affirm,
2025.
I'm going to have the best
Afirma que voy a
2025.
ser
No.
la
Say,
mejor
I'm going to
en
be
este
my best
2025.
version in this 2025. Work on yourself.
Escúchame, por favor, escúchame.
Listen to me.
Si
Please
no
listen
trabajas
to
en
me.
ti, si no
If you don't work
desarrollas
on
un
yourself,
crecimiento personal,
if you don't develop a personal growth,
vas a ser la misma persona cambiando
you're
de
going
negocio
to be
cada
the
6
same
meses o
person
cada año o
changing
cada 2
business
años.
every
Yo conozco
month
gente así
or every year
que
or
tienen
every 3
50
years. I
negocios y
know
al mismo
people
tiempo no
like
tienen
that
ninguno.
who have 50
Porque ninguno
businesses and at the same time
lo
they have none
construyen.
because they never build on anyone
Yo sé,
of their
es difícil
businesses. I
asimilar, pero es
know
la realidad.
it's a bit difficult to
Entonces,
assimilate, but it's
si
reality,
yo te digo
okay?
a ti que el punto
So
1
if I
es
say to you
reflexionar
that point number
con
one is
esta
to
mirada,
reflect,
¿qué tú vas
please
a hacer?
answer in the chat. What are you going to do today?
Dime,
Tell me.
¿qué vas a hacer hoy?
What are you going to do?
A ver,
Let's
pensar.
see.
¿Qué
I'm
vas a
going
hacer
to
hoy?
be waiting. Write it down in the
Gracias,
chat, please.
Rochi.
What do you, oh, thank you, Rochi.
Felicidades por
Reflect.
el evento que hicieron hoy, chicas. Hicieron un evento
Congratulations on the event that
Carol,
you
Rochi,
organized
Andreina,
today.
varias chicas
Carol,
del
Roshi,
equipo de
Andreina, a
Doral.
few girls from the team in Miami and Doral.
Felicidades.
Amazing event. Taking action,
Reflexiona en lo que no te gusta.
reflecting in what you don't like.
Reflexiona. Hacerte preguntas exactamente.
Reflect, ask yourself
Reflexiona
questions.
en lo que no quieres
Exactly.
ver más de ti. Y
Reflect on
decide,
what you don't want to
no voy
see
a verlo más.
of yourself anymore and decide, I'm not going to see this anymore on myself. I'm not going to allow this on myself anymore. Because you know what? We like to reflect on what the others aren't doing. The customer service in the company, I called and they didn't answer. The company didn't put a promotion. The company took long for this and I wanted the house and I'm in the hotel. So we're always reflecting on others, but we're not reflecting on ourselves. When you reflect on yourself, that I just mentioned would not disturb you because you know that if you focus on this, you lose time and you take your eye off what you can do. You know what I mean? So we have to become passionate on following what I can do, not what others can do and didn't do. I am committed to being here, to being prepared to my training. After finishing my training with you, I let go. And the only thing I can do is pray for you and say to God, give them understanding, give them strength, give them discipline, give them confidence and self-confidence and insight. And I just follow with my life. I can't do anything else. I know what I posted today. I know what I'm doing today. I know how passionate I am today with what I do with my time and with reflecting on what I do as a human being. So then number 2, be intentional with your goals. I'm going to take some time here, okay? Be intentional with your goals. Number 1, reflect. Number 2, be intentional with your goals. We're going to talk about the business now and things that they spoke about there. The strategy, we gave a pro strategy class. This is something that this team has, and we actually even gave them the information channel and told them everything that it has to do. Pro means patch, patch someone, revisit someone that you already spoke to, and talk about the opportunity call. The pro strategy is like that kind of activity that should be on your calendar. That should be on your calendar. So in your calendar, every day, repeat with me, every day, not on one day and not doing it one day and then not doing it another 50 days, because that's what we do. We do it one day, and since they said no so many times, I just left. Thanks, Ainara. I left and I didn't do it anymore because, oh, I didn't feel good because they said no to me. Oh, come on. I'm sorry, but I don't understand those things. I really don't. No is just a word. What do you do with the no? That is what depends. Don't even care about that no. I don't think that has an interpretation how I said that, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Just continue. Decide to continue every single day and put it in your calendar. That's why I'm talking about goals with intention. Okay, I'm going to focus on the business because we're talking about the business. I'm not going to move further on now. How many people look at me? Listen, if you decide, yes, exactly, Annex, good. If you decide I am going to patch 4 people, 3 people, 2 people, patch them. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to judge anyone, okay? It's your time availability. It's how you feel, 1, 2, 3, but put the name. How many people, and I'm going to revisit out of the people I've spoken to. And how many, where is this in my agenda? Like I said to the girls, these girls that were today from Carolina and Andreina's team, what did they do today? They organized an event in Miami and I met up with them and I said, give me a date. We have a date for 3 months' time. So 19 people went today. Do it every 15 days. Don't do it monthly. Increase the number because look at how amazing the event went. So to be able to enroll more people, you have to talk to more people. You have to patch more people, revisit more people, business opportunity, more people. What happens here? Everybody's like, when is the opportunity call? Every Thursday we have opportunity calls. But what about if you do an opportunity call one more time during the week and you have one with us and one that you do yourself? No, but I don't feel ready. Do you think I felt ready? I wasn't ready, but I started watching the videos. I watched what Mike said 13 times, what Sarah said, what Kayla said. I watched what Gina said another 13 times, and that's when I prepared my summary, and that's how I felt. Well, I studied and I got prepared, but I had a goal. I was going to give my opportunity call. I was going to record my 15-minute video, sorry. I was going to call people and enter by contacts. I hadn't done my list of contacts. After hearing everybody talk about list of contacts, and a few words that Kendall said that stayed in my head, social media is a tool. It's a resource. It's a tool. I can't build my business on only social media, and that was my wake-up call. Rochelle, you're doing this wrong. It's not only social media, Rochelle. I opened my eyes, and I love that. Imagine that somebody will be like, oh no, I only want to do this in social media because I want followers. No, I have to open up to what I'm not seeing. And if God is showing it to me, why am I not going to receive it? So what are you doing wrong? What are your goals? There are some people that don't talk about numbers. They say, I want to make my team grow. How much? 5 more people? 3 more people? I want to earn more money. How much more? Because $1 more is more money. I did my contact list. How much? I made my contact list when I was coming here. I have 5,000 contacts in my phone. My list is of 200 people. Ask me if I started calling. Oh, yes. Yes, I did. In my calendar, I have my schedule for my calls, my schedule for my messages. But you need to have intentional, clear, and specific goals. There was no complaint to all the leaders because this is something that we do a lot of times. And what do you do to sign up more? They've told you 99,000 times, darling. 99,000 times. Just go out and talk to people. Share the patch. They're not going to say anything different to you. So why do we ask so much? Because we want to hear the comfortable replies. But doesn't mean to call someone and be embarrassed because they might say no. Do you understand what I'm talking about? It is time to wake up. It is time to want more. And when that point of reflecting, reflect on it. Why doesn't it make you feel passionate to break barriers in your life? You have to truly want it. You have to want it. It has to cause you anxiety for you not to be capable to go out of your comfort zone. Let me tell you something. For me, speaking English in the conference was overcoming one of my greatest terrors in life. But I cannot explain everything that God put in front of me when I did that. Just by saying yes. What are you not saying yes to right now? That makes me think of so many things. What are you not saying yes to? What is that no that you continually go to? And that simple no is the one that is making you not connect. Maybe it's that jump that you have to do in your life. Be strong. Be tough. Because you're missing out on everything. God from up there is saying, I've got everything ready for you. The only thing that you have to do is say yes. And you keep on saying no. Like me. I was saying no to every invitation that I had in English and to sharing in English and everything. No, no, no. And I would continue insisting. I went to Tulsa, Oklahoma, so far away, everything in English, trying to demonstrate who I am. And the woman here didn't understand. Let today be your day of awakening. Let today be your day of saying, I don't want to lose more time. I want to live, and I want to live well. And I want to live beautifully well. And I want things which are difficult, I want to like them, learn to love difficult things. I want to become somebody that loves difficult things, because in those difficult things is when you most grow. I don't like little things, simple things. I like the simple things in life, but I don't like being simple. Because we don't grow when we're simple. So, number one, reflect. Number two, be intentional with your goals. When we talk about goals, I want to highlight that those pro strategy goals can be in person or digital. What do I refer to? That I want you to put in your goals once a week, maybe start once every 15 days, an online opportunity call via Zoom, and also preparing little events that can be in your house or 3 people that you invited. Maybe you agreed with somebody from your team and it's 5 people. Don't think, oh, I have to have 20 or 40 people. Little by little. Remember that what you're doing there is developing your habits of compliance. Do you understand? So force yourself. Force yourself to sit down and to say, how many patches a day? How many I'm going to revisit and do a follow-up? And how many opportunities am I going to present myself on? Force yourself and comply. Number 3, develop a growth mindset. What does growth mindset mean? Well, it means to expose yourself to these trainings. To expose yourself. Today, I saw 2 videos in the morning. I heard one podcast and I saw another video on the compensation plan. And it's not all just LifeWave. I love personal growth. I heard In My Wet podcast that was talking about wealth and business and emotional trauma. I heard una prédica. I heard a video, a leadership video, and I saw a compensation plan video. That's what I've done until now, but my day hasn't finished yet. I have various classes. Growth mindset is to be hungry to grow. You need to be hungry. You need to want to continue watching social media, comparing yourself to people who don't look like you, who have reached higher goals. You know how I learned or how I developed or how I trained myself to be able to put my eyes on what I need? Each time that I see that I'm distracted from something that is not adding to me, I go back to the old path and I do something that does add. So you start practicing, and then the greatest percentage of the day, you are nourishing instead of draining yourself. Okay, so you're nourishing yourself instead of draining yourself. Each time that you allow something to dominate you, which is not what adds, you are giving in your battle. And this is a daily fight, I'm telling you. This is a daily fight that we're fighting, that we're battling, but we have to live it. So, for example, I didn't have a growth mindset at all. Look, listen to me. No growth mindset at all. I woke up to the growth mindset and to the personal growth work in 2020 when they terminated me from the TV show. That's where I started to get to know all these areas of my life that for so many years, more than 40 years, I had never developed. I had never woken up and I had never even knocked at the door. That's all I can say. And that was when I said, wait a second, I need to run. I need to start running because I'm going to get there late. And that's why I want to take care of my time and what I invest on. And you can say right now, Rachel, nothing that you said right now has anything to do with the business. I invite you to rephrase that. Rachel, everything that you said has to do with the business. Your business is developed by who you are. Your business is not developed by the people that you bring into your team, because if you bring good people to your team and you don't know how to lead it, the business is gone. So everything that I'm talking about has to do with the business because it has to do with you. Do you know what Kendall said? Do you remember? I loved it. She mentioned that the people join your team. I remember that the people who join your team, not due to LifeWave. They join because they like you, because they listen to you, and because they believe in you. I think that was exactly what they said. And there's another business, if they know you, because they know you, if they like you, and if they trust you. How that is developed? Well, being constant. So if you, one of the things that I like is when I am in charge of my personal growth, I have something to give.
Yo siempre le pongo a mis alumnas del programa mío de coaching,
I
le digo, esto
always
es como
give my coaching program
cada
students
uno de nosotros somos una
a
vasija.
metaphor.
¿Qué tú
This
viertes
is
en
like
la vasija?
an
Es
empty
lo que tú das,
vase,
es lo que tú entregas.
what you are.
Entonces, si tú dejas
And what do
de
you put into
perseguir
that vase? What you give
conocimiento,
in that container, in that
lo que
bowl,
lees,
that
lo que
vessel.
escuchas,
So
lo
if
que
you stop
ves,
giving yourself
entonces
knowledge,
tú no tienes, llega un momento
reading,
que se vacía esa
listening,
vasija porque solamente
educating,
sale, pero no
that
entra.
vessel, that container is going to be empty because everything is going out,
Entonces,
but
¿qué tú
nothing is
estás
coming back in.
entrando
So what are
a la
you
vasija
giving
que eres tú?
yourself into that
¿Estás
container,
trayendo
which
miedo?
is you? Is
¿Estás
it that you're
manteniendo
giving
traumas que
yourself
tú hayas
fear?
pasado?
Are you maintaining
¿Estás
traumas from the past?
aferrándote a
Are you
palabras que te
holding
dijeron a lo
on
mejor
to
cuando eras
words that
niño?
were said to you maybe when you
A
were a child?
experiencias de fracaso que tú te estás aguantando
Are you
pensando que
holding
tú eres
on to
eso.
experiences of failure,
Esa es la única
thinking
manera de
that you are
crecer,
that? So the
exponerte a
only
lo que
way
las
to
cosas
grow is
rompen,
to expose
a las
yourself to
ataduras.
what breaks those knots that you have.
¿Ustedes entienden lo que yo estoy hablando? Ponme en el chat.
Do you understand
Si
what I'm
ustedes
talking
entienden.
about? Please write it down in the chat if you
Por
know
favor.
and you
Porque es
are
importante
connecting
para
to what I'm
crecer.
saying, because please, it's
Porque
important
si
for
no lo
me, for
entiendes,
you to understand this,
no va a pasar
because if
nada.
you don't understand this, nothing's going to happen.
Ok, buenísimo, buenísimo. Porque
Okay, that's great.
de verdad, si no entienden esto,
Because truthfully, if you don't understand this,
vamos a seguirnos mirando la cara y vamos a seguir
we're
mirando
going to continue seeing our faces and seeing the people who advance in life
y
and
vamos a
not
caer en el mismo error que muchas veces hemos cometido de
advancing
criticar
ourselves.
la
And we're
compañía, el
going to fall
proyecto,
into
el
that
pueblo, la
mistake of
economía, la
doing what we've
ciudad
done many times,
y realmente el
criticizing,
país somos
sorry,
nosotros.
the company, the
Somos los que debemos
product, the
investigar
world,
esto.
the city. But truthfully, we're the ones that haven't
Todo,
done our homework.
exactamente. Todo empieza
Everything,
ti.
absolutely everything
Todo,
starts with you.
absolutamente todo empieza por ti.
Absolutely everything
Entonces, el
starts
número
by
uno,
you. So
reflexión.
number
Número
one
dos,
is
intencional
reflecting.
con tus
Number
metas.
two,
Número
being
tres,
intentional with
desarrollar
your
mentalidad
goals.
de
Number
crecimiento.
three,
Y esto me
developing a
encanta.
growth
Esto el otro
mindset.
día
I
lo
love
dijo
this. This is something that the
nuestro
other
pastor
day
José Mallorquín
our
se llama.
pastor, Jose Mallorquin,
Y
said.
él dijo, no puedes
And
esperar
he said, you
diferente
cannot
en lo
expect a
presente.
different
No
result
puedes
in your
esperar
present.
diferente
You cannot
en lo
expect a
presente.
different
¿Qué quiere
result
decir
in your
eso?
present.
No
What
puedes
does that mean?
esperar
You
vivir algo
cannot
diferente,
expect to live
ganar más
something different,
dinero,
to
tener
earn
un
more
equipo más
money,
grande,
to have a bigger
quedándote en
team
quien tú
if
eres
you
hoy,
stay in what
en lo que
you
haces
are today,
hoy.
if you
No, 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 no,
stay
no,
in
no.
what you do today.
Tienes que seguir por
No,
más y por
you
más
have to go for more
y por más.
and more
Y entonces ahí puedes
and more.
esperar lo nuevo,
And that
porque
is
tú
when
estás
you can wait
permitiendo
for
lo
something new
nuevo
because you are
entrar
allowing the
y
new
eso
to
causa lo
be part
nuevo
of you.
fuera de ti.
And that new is what causes something
¿Entiendes?
new outside of you too. Do
Por
you
eso cuando a mí
understand?
la gente me dice, no, yo quiero
That's why when people say to
ganar
me,
más dinero
no,
y
I want
empiezo a
to
hablar y
earn
hablar
more
y hablar
money,
con
and
la
they start to
persona
talk and talk
y
and
me doy
talk with the
cuenta de
person.
su
And then I
esencia
realize
interna,
about that inner
yo digo,
essence that the person has. That's when I say,
no va a pasar.
it's not going to happen.
No por malo.
And not because they're bad or
Primero hay que abrirle
anything.
la puerta a
First, you have
crecimiento
to
personal.
open the door to
A
personal
esa
growth,
mentalidad
to that
exactamente que
mindset,
estamos hablando
exactly
de
that we are
crecimiento.
talking
Número
about
4,
of growth. Number four,
abraza la constancia.
embrace
Abraza el
consistency.
poder de la constancia.
Embrace the power of
Tú puedes
consistency.
repetir ahí donde está
You can
el
repeat
poder
there where you
de
are
la
about the
constancia.
power of
¿Quién aquí
consistency.
puede
Who here
reconocer si
can
es constante
recognize
o no?
if they are consistent or not?
¿Hay alguien aquí que pueda
Can
hacerlo?
somebody here be
Sandy
able
dice
to do
yo,
that? Sandy says me.
Úrsula dice yo, muy bien,
Ursula
felicidades,
says
Shirley.
I.
No,
Okay,
yo puedo ser
congratulations, Shirley.
constante, muy bien,
Me, not
claro que
me.
sí.
I am consistent.
Yo,
No, I'm
ok,
not.
muy bien, me encanta.
Me, okay, I love it.
Es una gran habilidad o algo que has desarrollado
Is
en
it
ti
a
porque
great
eso se puede
ability
desarrollar.
or something
Mira,
that you've developed
mira,
in yourself? Because we can develop that.
cualquier cosa en la vida lo
Listen
puedes
to me.
devolver.
Anything
Tú
in
puedes
life
crecer,
you can
tú
develop.
puedes ser diferente.
You can
Hoy
grow. You can be different.
en el
Today,
podcast de hoy,
in the podcast that I was hearing of
se los
Milet,
recomiendo big time.
I
Esta
recommended
invitada que
big
tenía,
time.
que ahora no me acuerdo
This
el nombre de ella,
guest that
te lo
she
voy a decir
had,
ahorita.
I don't
Ella hablaba,
remember
escúchame esto,
her
oye
name,
esto.
and she would
Ella
talk and listen
nació
to
en un
this.
hogar
She
pobre.
was
Ella
born in a
nació, el
poor
papá
household.
trabajaba,
Her
era dueño
father
de
would work.
un,
He was the
eh,
owner
era
of
dueño de un taller
he
mecánico.
was the owner
Era
of
Candy
a
Valentino, se llama ella. Era dominicana.
workshop.
Candy Valentino se llama.
Candy Valentino was her name.
Ella nació, entonces el padre tenía, era
She was
dueño de
born,
un
and
taller
then
mecánico
her
también,
father
limpiaba casas y
was
nada
the
más. Entonces
owner
cuando dice que
of
ella
a
era joven,
workshop.
ella dijo, yo
Uh,
eso no es lo que yo quiero
and
para mí.
she said, this is not what I wanted for me, her mom. But she was abused by somebody of her own family, while the other youths of her age were playing sports, dancing, and so on. She had to go to the workshop with her father to work. So she grew seeing how her father would treat the employees and the customers. She grew, she went to New York, she saw a spa, and she fell in love for the first time in years. She said, I love this. She came back and she prepared a study and presented the bank, introduced to the bank with a business presentation plan, and they gave her a loan to open a spa with 7 employees, and she's developed an amazing richness. But about the richness, she said that to be able to reach it, she had to work her emotional traumas that she had from her childhood. And that was something that stayed in my head. She would say once and again, you cannot stay in who you used to be. Doesn't matter where you are today. It doesn't matter where you were 10 years ago. I was just divorced, full of debt, emotionally mistreated, weak, depressed. It doesn't matter. That was my past. What matters is what I did with that. What did you do with that? And what it matters is to look around to see what you want to leave back. That's why it's so important to reflect on that. You're not that. That doesn't define you. Those are the circumstances that you had to live, and that influenced on me a lot. I invite you to listen to this. First, you have to recognize, okay, this is where I am. I don't like it, and I want to change. You have to decide that you want to change and do everything that you're required. So embrace the power of consistency. You have to decide to be consistent. Consistency has more results than lack of consistency. Now, for you to be consistent, what do you want to be consistent in? I don't think you have to be consistent in seeing everybody's posts in Instagram for 2 hours. I don't think you have to be consistent in seeing Netflix. I don't have anything against Netflix and against enjoying and being distracted. It's amazing, it's marvelous, but the percentage that you dedicate to one thing and the other thing is what is going to mark a difference. What makes a big difference are those little things that you repeat day after day. What little things can you start? Okay, what video? Every day, maybe from night, you had already chosen, I'm going to do this or that. From the night, I already choose the videos that I'm going to see the next day in the podcast. I'm going to listen to what for, because maybe that day I'm not feeling so well and I'm like, oh, I don't feel like doing this or whatever. And then I'm losing time. No, from the night, I leave ready what I'm going to see that is going to nurture me the next day. My Bible that can't be missed because it's time with God. My exercise, which is physical exercise that helps me drain all the tension. The preparation that I receive and my time with myself and my study. These are habits for me that I can't live without. What are yours? Now, add to this the classes that I give in church with my group of women of faith, my classes of Menos a Más, from less to more, my classes with you. All these things are things that I repeat day after day, week after week. If you go to my calendar, it's repeated with its scheduled time and nobody moves it. Because I know that those little repetitions bring to me the greatest results. But for that, I've had to identify what are those repetitions that cause a greater impact. Now let's go back to the same point one. If you have reflected in your life, your habits, what you do, what you want, what you wish for, you can't determine what's going to do an impact in your life because you're allowing yourself to be guided by what others do, what you've seen in a movie, or what you dreamt when you were 20 years old. So, yes, the power of consistency, but the power of consistency of the correct habits of the activities, which are truly powerful for what you want to do. Most of the people don't have that orientation, don't have that discipline to sit down and say, you know what, I'm going to sit down to determine this and that. Because imagine if my goal is to lose weight, I can't put in my calendar, I'm going to go to bakery every day because it's not aligned with what I want to do. If I want to earn more money, I can't lose my time and be looking around and be looking at the famous people on Instagram because that's not going to make me earn more money. I'm not an influencer, I'm a businesswoman. I need to see and listen and hear things that give me something for my goal to earn more money, to impact more people's lives, and to get to know more about the product. So you have to be coherent. Your vision, your goals
Si no,
with
la
what you
constancia
repeat
está
to
en
yourself.
la
If
zona
not, the
equivocada.
consistency is in the
Las
wrong
dos.
resource, in the wrong place.
¿Y sabes qué pasa?
And
Que
you
la
know what
mayoría de la
happens?
gente
That
no se
most of the
sienta a pensar.
people
Margarita
don't sit
siempre
down to think.
me lo ha dicho.
Margarita has
En
always
todas sus
said this to
clases.
me in all her classes.
El ejercicio mejor pagado es el de pensar, pero es el que
You
menos
have
la
to
gente
think,
hace.
but that's what people less do.
Otro pensó por mí y yo imito lo que otro
Another
hizo.
one thought
No
for
lo
me, and I
odio,
imitate what that
pero
other
hasta el
one
día de
did.
hoy
No
yo quiero
way,
la
that's
vida
somebody
mía.
else's life. I want my own
Dios me
life.
llamó a mí a una
God
cosa.
called
Todos somos
me to do
diferentes.
something. We're
Nos
all different.
alineamos y entrelazamos.
We
Todos
align
estamos
and we
entrelazados en una
embrace each
misión
other. We're all
que nos unió con
embraced for
David
a
Schmidt, nos
mutual
unió con
mission
Lifeway,
that joined us to
pero
David
cada uno
Schmidt
de nosotros
and
tiene
to
una
Lifewave.
parte que
And
jugar.
each one of us has a role to play here.
Pero yo quiero saber mi parte.
But
Y
I
la
want
única
to know
manera
what
de
is
saber mi
my role.
parte
And
es
the only way that
analizando
I
mi
can know
parte,
my role
encontrando mi
is
parte,
analyzing
buscando mi
my
parte.
role, finding my role, searching
¿Entiendes?
for my
Entonces,
role.
la
Do you understand?
constancia sí, pero la
So
constancia es.
consistency, yes, but
Entonces, busca tus hábitos
consistency with what?
importantes.
So search for your important
¿A qué
habits.
personas vas a hablar?
How many people
Repite
are you
eso.
going to talk to?
Repite
Repeat
el
that to
hablar. A
yourself.
mí me ayudó muchísimo
Repeat
todo lo que
talking. Look, something
Gina,
that helped me a lot is
Beatriz
everything
Tejada
that
María
Gina
en el
spoke
colegio.
about. She loves to
Todo
talk
eso
to
que ella
people.
contó es cierto. Yo la vi.
It's true. I saw her.
¿Sabes qué es lo que yo hice? Si
You know
hay
what I
algo
did?
que yo puedo
If there is
reconocer,
something that I
que
can
yo tengo
recognize that I have
con toda la humildad, es que
with
yo soy de
all
las
the
personas que
humbleness
aprendo y yo no
is
me
that I'm
demoro un
one of those
segundo
people
en aplicar.
who learn and
Porque
I don't
eso
take a
como que me
second to
deja
apply
el
what I've
sello
learned
en mi cerebro,
because that leaves
literalmente.
like the stamp on
Y
my
cuando ella
brain,
dijo eso,
literally.
nosotros salimos
So the moment that she said that
en el
and we
Uber
came
y me
out
dio tanta
in the
risa
Uber,
porque
I
tanto
thought it was so funny
Jay y
because
Carlos como yo
Jay and
estábamos
Carlos
reclutando
and I were
choferes.
recruiting the Uber
Fue
driver,
gracioso
and that
porque
was
estábamos
very funny
así, estábamos
because
todos buscando a ver cómo
we
lo
were all
reclutamos.
searching
¿A
to
qué voy?
see how we were going to recruit the Uber driver. So
Entonces,
what I'm talking about,
¿qué te estoy
talk.
diciendo?
Don't be embarrassed.
Fuimos a un restaurante el otro día
So
y
if we went to a restaurant the
Carlos
other
y yo
day,
fuimos y
yesterday,
reservamos algo
Carlos and I went to a
en
Peruvian
Tulsa y
restaurant
habíamos
in
encontrado una
Tulsa,
tarjetita
and
de
we had
matrimony
found
que
a
hacen
card from a
para otra
matrimony
compañía de
that
multinivel
do
y nos
sales in
ayudan a
another
pagar nuestros
multi-level
billetes
company, and we
y
had
demás.
kept that
Cuando
card.
regresamos de allá,
And when
Carlos
we
me dice,
came back
hey,
from
mira,
there,
esta es la
Carlos said,
tarjetita, este
"Babe,
matrimonio,
look,
vamos a
this is the
llamarlos,
card from
vamos
this
a llamarlos.
matrimony. Let's
Cuando
call
Carlos
them. Come
manda
on,
un
let's call
mensaje,
them." When
ella
Carlos sends them a
responde.
message,
Entonces,
the woman
yo siempre soy muy
replies the call.
cuidadosa con eso.
So
Yo
we're
le
always
digo a la
very
muchacha,
careful with that. It's a
le
woman,
estoy
you
hablando con
talk.
la
So
muchacha,
I'm
contigo,
talking with
la
her
multinivel,
and
y
I
le
say
digo,
to
yo
her,
conozco
they're
a
also
muchos
in
años
multi-level in a different
y
company.
mira,
They've been there for
no
8 years. And
solamente
I'm like,
abierta a
you know
escuchar,
what?
pero
I
yo
would like
soy
to know
de generar
if you're
dinero,
open to
es un producto
listening to
único,
another
único
opportunity to
era
generate
lo que
money.
ella me
This
dijo.
is a
Y
unique product.
solamente
It
eso,
didn't say what it
la
was
oportunidad que
or
nos escuches hablando
anything,
de
but
eso,
can you
da
just give me
gozo
the
el
opportunity
negocio contigo, eso
to,
también.
can you just give us the
Y me
opportunity
encantaría
to
estar
listen to
súper
us?
abierta y
Because
nos vamos a
I
encontrar
know
en
that
esa
you also
conversación
work
porque yo estoy
multi-level. Of
abierta.
course, we're super open. Okay, we're
Y
going to
vamos
meet on
al
Tuesday
restaurante a cenar.
because they're
Llegamos,
going on a
puede ser
trip
así,
and we're
puede ser
going
que
to
sí,
go to a
no dijo
restaurant to
nada.
have dinner.
Yo cumplí hoy
It
como
could
con
happen,
7 que
it
dije
could
que iba a
not
hablar.
happen, but I complied
Bueno, mejor
to
otras
my
7.
committed
Y hoy
7
dejé
people that I had to
4 no.
call to today.
Yo
And
estoy
today,
llorando,
4 people
no.
said no. Am I
Aquí el no
crying here?
suena a
No,
música.
for me, no
Porque
sounds
yo no
like
estoy
music
viendo el no
because
ese.
I'm not
Yo
seeing
estoy
a
viendo que
no
yo
or a
cumplí con lo
yes.
que dije que iba a
I'm
hacer.
just saying that I met
¿Entiendes?
my goal, what I said I
Porque
was
eso va
going to do,
entrenando, va
because that
ensanchando.
means you. That
Mi
makes
resistencia a hacer lo que tengo que hacer.
makes your
Cuando tú
resistance to
cumples lo
doing
que
what you
todo
have
el
to
mundo
do
quiere, tú ensanchas
fall.
tu
When
dependencia,
you
tu
meet and comply
resistencia,
with what you said
tu
you were going to
permanencia
do,
en lo que tú
your
decidiste que querías
resistance, your
cumplir.
permanence, and
Y
your
eso es lo que yo busco, mi
self
constancia.
assurance
Yo hice lo que
becomes
tenía que hacer,
greater. So that's what I
no
did.
la
I was
expectativa.
constant. I did what I said I was going
¿Entiendes?
to do, not the expectation. Do you understand?
La llamada de que le hablas, no entendí. Ah, no, la llamada, no, le mandamos un
The
mensaje.
call? Oh no, we
Envié un
send them
audio.
a message
Hola,
and I
comida,
sent
mi
them an
esposo me
audio.
está
Hey, my
escribiendo,
husband was
la
writing
casa
you a
está mojada.
message. How are
Y le
you?
dije la verdad, miren,
And I said the
cuando
truth.
ustedes no
Look,
sepan qué decir,
when you don't
la
know what
verdad
to
siempre es
say,
la mejor
saying
opción.
the truth
Yo
is
les dije la
always the
verdad.
best
Mi
option.
esposo
I
y
just
yo
said the
somos nuevos
truth.
aquí en Tulsa.
My
Nos
husband and I are new
registramos,
here in
vimos
Tusa. We're
la
in a
tarjetita
Peruvian
y nosotros
restaurant.
hacemos
We saw
servicio
your
directo
card.
y nos
And since we do
apasionamos
direct
ayudar la vida de
sales,
otras
and for
personas.
us, it's a
Vimos
passion
la
to make an
tarjetita y nos
impact in
llamó
other
la
people's
atención porque
lives,
eran unos
we
esposos
saw
que
your
hacen este
card
tipo de
and it
negocios
called our
y que
attention that
nosotros
you're
vemos
also a
algo que les
marriage that do this
encanta
type of business. And
y
since
que
we
nos
have
pareció
something in our hands
importante
that we
que si
love,
iba a
we
hacer
thought,
este negocio,
why
que
not write to them. If you work in this business, you know that that's part of the business, talking to people, creating relationship. They were like, yeah, of course, welcome to Tucson. We would love to. I just said the truth. So we kept on talking. And yes, I'm going to be on a trip. They said, I never told them the name of the company or the benefits of the X39. I didn't send videos of testimonials, nothing like that. I connected with her with my truth. It could have been that she said no. Thank God she said yes. Yes, that we're going to meet. It doesn't mean that she's going to be in the business, but it doesn't matter.
La 5.
Next one,
Resiste
5,
los retos
resist
que estiran tu zona de
challenges
confort.
that
Eso me encanta. Resiste los
widen
retos
your
que estiran
comfort
tu
zone.
zona de
Okay, I love
confort.
this one.
John Maxwell
Resist
dice lo
the
siguiente:
challenges
el
that widen your
crecimiento
comfort
solo
zone. John
ocurre
Maxwell says,
fuera de tu zona
growth
de
only
confort.
happens outside of your comfort zone.
Quiero que te hagas una
I want
pregunta
you
y si
to
me la
ask
sabes
yourself
responder,
something, and if you know the
pónmela
answer,
en el
write it
chat
down in
para
the
que
chat
quede en
so
evidencia.
it's evident.
¿Qué decides tú
What do
hacer
you decide
en
to
este
do in this
2025 para
2025
estirar
to
tu zona de confort? Es
strengthen
decir, para
and
salir
widen
de tu
that
zona de
comfort
confort.
zone? Not
Estás
strengthen, sorry.
estirando lo
Get
que
out of
quieres
your
hacer.
comfort zone.
¿Qué
If you
decides tú
want to
hacer?
stretch that comfort zone, what is it that
¿Qué
you need to do?
decides tú
Write it down in the
hacer?
chat.
La
What do
frase
you
es:
decide to do
crecimiento
to
solo ocurre
grow outside of
fuera
your
de tu
comfort zone?
zona de confort.
Because growth
Eso dijo
only
John
occurs
Maxwell.
outside of your comfort zone. That's what John Maxwell said.
¿Qué decides tú hacer en este
What are
2025
you going
para
to do in this
estirar tu zona de
2025
confort?
to widen your comfort zone?
Toma una decisión. Toma dos. Exponerme. Muy bien, Marilyn.
Exposing myself? Very well, Marilyn. Exposing yourself to what,
Live.
though?
Ok, si te cuesta hacer live,
Life,
vete y haz un
okay.
calendario de live por 10 días seguidos. Perder el miedo al fracaso y al
To
rechazo.
lose my
Eso es
fear
exponiéndote
of the
delante de
reject
personas,
and to lose
asegurando la
my
honestidad
fail of
y
failure. Okay.
hablar sin parar
Exposing
con todos los
yourself to
promotores, con
people,
cada persona que
accepting
te
no's,
encuentres
and
y tener
talking
patches en tu
nonstop
cartera para
with
que
every
puedas
person that
mostrar
you
y
meet
hablar
and having patches
hacia
in your
personas
wallet to
con
be
miedo a
able to
perder la
give.
pena, aprender a comunicarme
Exposing
mejor,
myself, losing my
involucrarme más, ser la
embarrassment,
mejor versión de mí
learning to
misma,
communicate better,
inventarme nuevos retos cada día.
recording more
Entonces,
videos,
no yo
involving
necesitaba
myself
miedo,
more, being
crear
my
la mejor
best
versión de mí misma y ponerme
version,
nuevos retos en cada
and
día.
having new
Hoy
challenges every day,
determino
Marjorie,
esos retos, les
that
voy a poner
is
nombre.
very
¿Qué
generic.
significa un nuevo
What
reto para ti?
challenges are
¿Qué
those
es un
going
reto
to
para
be?
ti
Put
hoy?
them a name. What does
No
a
pienses
challenge
ni lo
mean for
pienses
you?
grande.
Okay? Don't think in small,
Arriesgarte,
think
perder
in
la
big.
pena. Ok,
To
escribe
take a
todo lo que
risk,
tú,
to lose
para ti
my
significa perder la
embarrassment.
pena.
I
Alzar la
write down what
cara,
is it for
preparar una
you to
reunión en
not
tu
be
casa,
embarrassed, to
hacer una
lose
reunión vía
that
Zoom,
shyness.
tener
Is
un
it talking to
entrenamiento con
people,
tu equipo,
organizing meetings
lo que
every other
sea,
day in my home, organizing trainings
a
with your
perder
team?
la
What
pena.
is it?
Lo que sea un reto. Entonces, ¿qué vas a hacer tú
Anything that
para
is a
exponerte,
challenge.
a
What are
enfrentar
you
esa
going
zona de
to do
confort?
to stretch
Y
that
la
comfort zone
próxima,
and to lose that
toma la
shame, that
responsabilidad.
embarrassment? And the next one is to take
Toma la
this
responsabilidad. ¿Qué quiero
responsibility.
decir con eso?
Okay, what do I mean by
Basta
taking responsibility?
de
Let's
culpar
stop
al
of
resto.
blaming the rest of the world.
Toma responsabilidad de lo que
Take responsibility of what you have in your hands,
ayer lo decía Mariana.
of what you have to
Ayer lo
do.
decía.
Mariana was saying
No
this
depende el
yesterday.
éxito de quién
Mariana
te
said,
firmó,
the
si hay
success doesn't
entrenamientos o no hay
depend on who enrolled,
entrenamientos,
if there's
de
training or
cuántos
not
son.
training,
Recursos hoy en día hay
of how many
miles en esta pandemia.
resources, there
Así
are
nosotros no
millions and
tuviésemos el
millions of
sistema que lo
resources.
tenemos. Y miren, hay
Even if we didn't
160
have the system that we
de
have,
mil y
and
pico
look,
de
there's
organizaciones en la República.
160
Yo sé que
people
mucha
out
gente
of
que trabaja
thousands
pero
in
no
the
ve eso.
organizations. I
No
know
ve el
that many
número.
people work and they see the recordings, but still, it's a very
¿Tú
low
crees que eso
number.
a mí me afecta? A mí no me afecta en
Do
nada.
you think
Porque
that
yo sé lo
affects
que
me? It
estoy
doesn't
haciendo.
affect me a lot at all
Ahora,
because I
sí
know
te
what
da
I'm doing.
un
Now,
termómetro
it does give
de
me
la gente que
a
tenemos en el equipo,
measurement
las
of the
personas que
kind of
están
people
todavía
that
en
are in our
realidad
team, the kind of
en
mindset
esa
that they
constancia,
have, which is not in that
en esa
consistency that we're
necesidad
talking
de
about,
aprender.
not in that need
Dori,
of
te
learning.
felicito porque en España
Dori,
están
is a great hug for you because it's very late in
por eso.
Spain, darling. I'm
Pero
sending
ves
you
que
a
eso es un
kiss.
perfecto ejemplo.
But you see, that is a
Hay
perfect
gente en
example.
España que me
There are
dice, no, yo no
people
puedo
from
entrar.
Spain
Y es
that are like,
verdad,
no,
está
I
bien.
can't
Pero Dori decidió estar ahí.
access the meeting because it's
Ella
late.
dijo,
And
yo
it's true,
quiero,
it's late. But Doris
yo voy a
decided to be
retrabajar,
here.
pero quiero estar
She
ahí
said, I
porque
want
quiero
to
ser
be there.
parte.
I see the recordings,
Felicidades,
but I want
Dori.
to be live. I
Felicidades.
want to listen. Congratulations, Dori.
Felicidades. De verdad que sí.
Congratulations,
Entonces, lo que tenemos
truthfully.
que hacer nosotros es
So what
aceptar
we
la
have to
responsabilidad.
do
Yo
is
decidí
to
entrar este
accept the
negocio.
responsibility. I
Yo
decided
decidí
to
entrar
enter
acá.
the
Yo
business. I
tengo la
decided to
responsabilidad de
be
aprender el
here.
producto.
I
Yo
have the
tengo la
responsibility
responsabilidad de
to
saber
learn
dar
from
una
the
buena
project.
presentación. Yo tengo la
I have the
responsabilidad de
responsibility of
comunicarme.
doing a
Yo tengo la
presentation call.
responsabilidad de
I have the
compartir
responsibility
esto
of
que tengo
being
en mis
out there
manos.
and
Yo tengo la
talking to people.
responsabilidad de ir
I
a
have the
eventos,
responsibility of
de
sharing what I
aprender
have in my
tips de
hand,
mí. Yo tengo
of
la
going to
responsabilidad
events,
de
of investing in
educarme, de
myself. I have the
nutrirme, de
responsibility of
aprender,
educating
de
myself, of
ocuparme, de
nourishing
crecer.
myself, of
Yo tengo
learning,
la
educating
responsabilidad
myself,
cada
growing.
vez porque
I have
créeme,
the
no hay nada
responsibility each
como
time because
es muy
listen to
fuerte los
me.
hábitos que
This
traemos
is
del
very
pasado.
strong what I'm going to
Pero
say.
quizás tú te estás
Habits from the
construyendo este
past
crecimiento ahora.
are very,
Cada vez que
very
tu,
tied to who we are. And
tu
maybe you're
pensamiento
exposing yourself
salga
to it each time that from
de
your
que una
mouth or
queja
your thoughts,
del
oh,
caso
there's a
anterior,
complaint because a
inmediatamente
complaint, if you
ese
realize it's going to
pensamiento
be a complaint,
sustitúyelo
substitute it
por algo
immediately. substitute it by something that you know that we're talking about. It's my responsibility. And I'm going to repeat this. It's my responsibility. What can I do for people to see the trainings? What can I do for my team to see the recordings? What can I do to bring the correct people to the business? That's what I'm doing. What can I do to attract people with the correct mentality? I love educating others. Look, I love teaching others because there were people who invested a lot, time, education in showing me. So for me, one of the most important things is to truly give that back to the rest of the world. And also because God has shown me that path. But it's like thanking all those people who have dedicated me time at some time of their lives when I didn't know anything about TV, nothing about interviews, nothing about journalism, when I didn't know anything about sales, about social media, about LifeWave, and there were people that dedicated time. I love that. At the same time, I want to build a team, and I have to be clear with people that have the correct mindset, people that are not losing their time in just talking about others, people who don't lose their time in not paying attention to the things that were published in the channel. I want people that say, we're going to build this onwards and let's focus like horses. I would like that. I pray every day for God to bring those people and for the ones who are there to be able to develop that business, be able to develop that inner strength to not surrender, because we go to the convention and we come back and we're like, oh my God, an event, the event, yes, woo, let's share it. And after 2 weeks, there is an amazing silence. So you say, hey, what happened? It wasn't a decision, it was an emotion. You understand what I'm talking about? There's a great difference between a decision and an emotion. The decision flies. It disappears. The decision is permanent. And if something doesn't work, you substitute the activity for the correct one. And the last one, my last point, maintain yourself positive. Okay, I know that it's difficult because we allow ourselves to be pushed by their circumstances of life and what we're living outside in this world. And I know we have difficult situations, but happiness comes from faith and from knowing that everything is going to be okay, from trusting. Be positive, have fun with what you're doing, enjoy, share, because since you trust in what you have in your hands and who you are and what you're doing, when you go out there and you wake up and you say, wow, this is a new opportunity of doing this all over again today, do it with love and with happiness, because happiness comes from inside. It's inner happiness of who we are and of the load that we let go away. You let it go away so you're free. You are light as a feather to be able to walk with all the beauty that you're building, because God is walking with each and every one of us. So let's not see it as a heavy burden, as a difficult weight. Let's see it with enthusiasm. Let's see it with love and with encouragement. What am I going to do today? Who am I going to talk to about it? How am I going to do it? What am I going to do it? The post didn't go well, do another one. The meeting that you did at home didn't go well, do another one. Don't surrender. Don't stop. Each step that you take, each step that you take is a step forward. And each step that you didn't take is staying where you are. It's going back to the past. It's going back to who you were yesterday. And that was a past. 3 hours ago, that was a past. So that was today's training. I'm going to send you all an enormous hug. I hope you start taking action. I hope you reflect on each one of the points. I hope you start studying and learning and treating them. On Thursday, we have presentation call. Propose yourself to learn. Look at that 15-minute video of mine, my husband's in English, any of them. Look at the presentation, prepare your own points, adapt it, and start working on it. Don't stay there. Don't stay there. We can all do this. Look, if I can present in English, if I can do a presentation in English, you can do whatever, okay? So everybody can do it. I'm sending you a great hug and kiss. God bless you, take care of you, and see you tomorrow. Well, tomorrow I think you're going to see Jay, okay? Take care, everyone. Big kiss. Bye. Thank you for being here.